Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another discussion surrounding everybody's favorite unit, Zani. And it's fair to say that the discussion regarding this character, her performance in the TOA, her performance in a bunch of different game modes, has reached a bit of a head, where individuals are going ahead, uploading clears where she's barely getting through floor 4, barely clearing with like 10 seconds left on some of the most insane echo builds imaginable, right? Where you're going ahead, you're seeing like straight up 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 pieces, absolutely disastrous results for a character like this. And I was just thinking, why don't we do a bit of a comparison? Why don't we actually see what other DPS units are looking like in their best in slot lineups compared to her? And the rule for this one comparison that we're going to be using is no quick swap. Dodge canceling, stuff like that to speed up the rotation on various characters, that's going to be allowed. But we're not going to have any ability to quick swap on any of the teams that we're going to be playing. And the comparisons are going to be as follows. We're going to be playing Zani without any quick swap. We're also going to be running units like Jiyan and, of course, Changli. And I think the best method for us to do this testing is, of course, going to be on the Mimic over here in End State Matrix. And I've gotten to the round 2 Mimic just to be able to run these tests. And the teams that we'll be using, once again, will be Jiyan in the Mono Arrow team, and then Changli in the Mono Fusion team, and then Zani in her Phoebe Shorekeeper lineup. Because, of course, if you're not going to be able to quick swap, I don't know what the fuck you're going to be doing with Spectral Rover in that lineup. And so, the one weakness of that Zani team that I'm going to be using over here is the fact that Shorekeeper won't be having her signature. She's going to be on Variation instead. And so, we'll actually balance out some of the other lineups a bit by, like, putting Static Mist on Chakota so that we don't have her sig. And then, of course, we'll be putting a different signature on Lupa so she's not giving that fusion damage buff. So that's going to be the comparisons that we're running over here. Let's just go ahead and get it started off with, well, let's just try out the classical Mono Fusion team. And that's going to be with Brant, Lupa, and Changli. And so, like I said before, we're going to be running some different adjustments over here to, you know, account for the fact that we won't have Shorekeeper Stellar Symphony working in the Zani lineup. So, Wildfire Mark, not allowed. But instead, we'll be using Ages of Harvest. And let me see over here. Do I need to do something with my echoes? Yeah, no, that's a crit rate one. That's a crit one. Do I have a crit damage? Oh, I do. Perfect. Anyways, so that's the adjustment that we're going to be doing for Lupa over here, just so that she's not applying that 24% fusion damage buff. It is going to hurt her personal damage a little bit, but of course, right, just doing a fair comparison to get it all done. So that's what that one is going to be looking like. And of course, we're going to have our Branto here on the side, and then Changli down here. And of course, all the units are going to be S0R1. Same with the support unit not having their signature. And that's basically going to make it equivalent to a Zani Phoebe Shorekeeper team without Shorekeeper sig. I do think this is actually like way worse because Lupa actually does damage and Shorekeeper. You get what I mean though. Anyways, that's going to be what it looks like over here. And we'll actually be using this general buff. Is there a way to not use a buff? Nah, I don't. There's no way not to select a buff, right? We have to, right? Use the tune one? Wait, no, that's actually a good idea. We'll put the tune buff on every single team so that there's no actual buff because none of these characters apply Tune Break. Awesome. Perfect. Good idea. Good idea, chatter. We'll be using that on every single team because there's that heavy attack damage buff. We don't want Jiyan or Zani to get too much of a benefit, right? And remember, no quick swapping allowed. But we will be allowed to do things like some very simple dodge cancels.
Same actor, different role. Together we vanquish. My blade yearns. Who's the caged bird now? Take full. Burn to dust!
No crit on the anchor. That's a little bit rough. Especially when he's at 88% crit rate. But I'm sure Zani will miss some crits, right, Shirley?
Same actor, different role. Together we vanish. Sever. Perish in flames. Be reduced to cinders. Sever.
Oh, we missed the crit on the inflammate over there. That's not good.
Burn to dust. Triumph at the theater.
Or we missed the crit on the Changli ultimate there. That wasn't good.
Glory is upon us.
At the helm.
Some could dare say that the team with Shorekeeper on is going to have a big advantage.
Same actor, different role.
Together we vanish.
So as you see, very simple play style over here on the Mono Fusion team. We're not doing anything too wild.
Sever. Take full with me. The fight is on.
And we might have room for about one more rotation. Let's see here.
Into the spotlight.
Let the flames rise.
Somebody's already crying in YouTube chat. We haven't even started playing Zani yet.
Different role.
Together we vanish.
What could they be crying about? So as you can see over here, with a couple of missed crits.
Sever. Break.
Oh man, I maybe could have gotten 8K there if I focused up a little bit more. Yeah, we were close. Yeah, I was almost at the end of that Changli rotation there, but on a first try, 7-2-3-4, pretty solid. No quick swap, Lupa off her sig, stuff like that, right? I would dare say that's a pretty fair-looking team with some solid performance with no buff. Looks good, right? Now let's move on to the next team over here, right? And of course, before we do that, we gotta reset that run. Yeah, we gotta reset that run. And now we're gonna move on to, well, you all know it. We got the Mono Arrow team, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be Jiyan's overall best in slot following the release of a character like Yuno. And this one over here, you can see these are going to be the builds. And like I said, wait, why does Yuno have no fucking... Oh, dear Lord. What happened here? Wait, what the hell happened here? Sorry, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go figure this shit out. Oh, right. Oh, right. Augusta pillaged one of her pieces. Yoink. Wait, which one do I want to get? Oh, they're both good, though. Yoink. All right. Yuno's ready to go over here. Chakona's ready to go over here. And like I said before, we're just going to be sticking Static Mist on her to make up for the fact that we're not going to be using Woodland Aria. And that's going to have that air resistance minus stuff, all of that. Oh, wow, that's a lot of fucking ER. That's a little bit too much fucking ER, if I'm going to be honest over here. You know what? That should be fine. Yeah, we'll just run 150% ER Chakona. Now let's take a look at this clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Let the show begin. I'll indulge you. On you go. The moon is full. World at my strength. Future.
Ready for battle.
Reshape.
Unstoppable.
Is S3 Static Mist fair? It's beyond fair when you factor in
Thanks for watching.
that the alternative is me using Chakona's Sig,
Now presenting a poem of finale with style and
which
grace.
gives a 10% arrow resistance reduction.
Face my resolve. Causality
You're wide open.
overturned.
Fear no more. Break.
This guy is a trading dummy. Holy shit.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. Listen, the trio of destiny. Now watch closely. Bow. On you go. Answer my call.
Our Zani mains coping already. Why is he using static mist? That weapon is illegal.
Fate.
Ready for battle.
Reveal.
Unstoppable.
That's not fair. Just shut up.
Thanks for watching. A perfect now presenting a poem of finale with style and grace.
I didn't see anyone talking about that S2R1 Shorekeeper being used in the blindfolded run. Oh, but suddenly me using a static mist on Chakota, you guys are schizoing out.
You're wide open. Fear no more. Finale.
Thanks for watching. Listen, the trio of
All right, here we go.
destiny. Now watch closely.
Hey, can you don't get off the shot? Boom. All right. What's the score looking like for this team? 7.413 on a first try. Once again, Chakota, no sig, no buffs, nothing activated. 7.413 on this team. Pretty solid as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, naturally, we're gonna have to get into the team that everyone's been waiting for, right? Now we're gonna have to get into some Zoni, Shorekeeper Phoebe, this lineup, of course, right? Of course. And this is where we're gonna give this one multiple tries, right? Trying a couple of different rotations just to ensure that we're giving every single Zani player no excuses possible when it comes to the level of performance that we're seeing over here. We're going to be running lineups where we do triple nightfalls. We're going to be doing lineups where we do, I don't know, like a fucking... I don't even know I don't even know at this point what the justification is going to be if it doesn't do well. Like, I've got Zani Sig, I got all of this. Maybe they're going to insist that there's like a... let me just see over here. We'll try to do like a 136 ER Zani as well. Let me go see. Do I have like an ER roll? Yeah, guys, I'll roll an echo for you guys. That's what we'll do. I'll roll an echo for you guys, and we'll see if we get some ER. Yeah, I might need to have the Centauri build over here so we can truly get it done, where we just have a solid crit damage, crit rate, heavy attack ER on this piece. 4 out of 5 with the 20% crit damage roll on this piece. ER over here as well. ER over here as well, and an ER over here as well. That might be what's necessary. 4 ER rolls on the build. Unfortunately, I only have 3. So let's see what we got here. Ooh. Okay. Oh, no, that one's bricked. That one is bricked. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Oh, come on, surely. Oh, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. How about one more? All right, now we just need ER. Okay, well that's not happening either. All right. What about some of these bad boys? What about some of these? Yeah. A crit rate forecast. A crit rate forecast. I forgot that one. Yeah, here we go. This might be it here. So, at this point, I think I've already used enough tutors and tubes to show my commitment. Yeah, I think I've already used enough to show my commitment. Ooh, there we go, perfect. Now just give me some crit rate and some crit dam. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. What about Capitanius? Do we still need him? Huh. Oh, man, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I thought my build was already good enough. I don't think it is. So, I guess this is the solution that we'll have to go with instead. Yeah, this is the solution that we'll have to go with instead. We might have to do our double intro rotations over on Zoni. Otherwise, I just don't really see how the build is gonna work. Yeah, we might just have to do double intro rotations then. So, we'll do 3 Nightfall and then double intros. And, yeah, once again, no buffs, none of that. Let's just see how it gets done. Yeah, first rotation, naturally, we won't have to use double intro. And once again, right, we said no quick swap.
In war with time. Sentinel protects me. Bluebird, be my salvation. You're the power of the Sentinel. All of you.
But don't worry though, I am making sure to do good rotations. All right, this will be the 2 Nightfall rotation.
Don't stand in my way.
Now I have a report to write.
So
Oh wait, I'll do one little swap over here on Zani. Yeah, so we can get half of her Forte left. Yeah, I cheated, guys. I gave Zani a bit of an edge there, okay? I gave her a bit of an edge there.
answer me. Crystals, give me strength. Power of the Sentinel.
No contest. All yours.
Oh wait.
I don't.
Oh wait, we didn't need to double intro. Does this guy give more ER?
Don't stand in my way.
Yeah, as you can see over here, this team is kind of shit.
Ordained.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, though, this score is not good.
Lion graft in you. Sentinel protects me. Judgment time. Ha! Purify. Power of the Sentinel.
Shut. All yours. I can spare a minute to knock some heads around.
Well, I mean, we don't seem to be having any ER issues against this guy, so...
Oath from the heart.
Once again, right? No quickswap. I think we've been doing, honestly, pretty similar rotations to all of the other teams. No ER issues on any of the units.
No contest.
All right, how does this guy have like 400 helical embers on him?
I don't do overtime.
That is not looking good.
Reduce to dust.
Well. It's the worst team. That is, yeah, without a doubt, the worst team. And like we said before, we gimped the fuck out of the other lineups by not using Lupa's Sig. We gimped the fuck out of the other lineups by not using Chakotay's Sig. We did a 2 Nightfall rotation with no ER issues. And the only real thing is, I don't even know what to say. That was just not very good, was it? Yeah, I mean, that is easily the worst one. And again, we had Phoebe's signature. We had Zani's signature. We have a good build, right? 87.2% crit rate, bro. I don't really know what else to say. That's pretty good. That's pretty consistent. We missed big crits in the other teams. And the Shorekeeper was just using R5 variation, but we gimped the other lineups as well. So that's just, she just got mogged by 1.0 DPS characters. I don't really know what else to say. But Zani mains might be saying, well, you're actually supposed to use Triple Nightfall. Supposed to use Triple Nightfall, you casual. All right, let's do a run with Triple Nightfall then. Oh, wait, let me just put this quick little Zani swap in for you guys. Yeah. Well, I'll give you guys a bit of a bone there. I'll give you guys a bit of a bone.
Sentinel protects me. Answer me. Bluebird, be my salvation. Purify. Power of the Sentinel.
Shut. I don't have all day. Reduce to dust.
Oh, actually, sorry. I dodged candles with that last hit. We gotta go again. They're gonna clip that one.
Diminish. In war with time. Sentinel protects me.
Yeah, forget the fact that I didn't reset any of the other teams. We got to make sure we're putting in 110% effort, right, for the Zani lineup.
I call upon
No
the
go.
Sentinel.
I can spare a minute to knock some heads around. Come at me.
Don't stand in my way.
All right. Triple Nightfall is here, boys.
Reduce to dust.
Woo! Woo! Pop it off right here, boys.
I engraft you.
Insane gameplay.
Sentinel protects me. Judgment tower crystals. Give me strength. Descend. Power of the Sentinel.
All yours. All of you at once. I don't do overtime. My shield can withstand more than that. Come at me.
Don't stand in my way.
Boom. Okay. Maybe I griefed a little bit there. Yeah, unfortunately. I didn't do that last attack, but that surely is going to be the reason why. That's the only reason why this team did worse. Yeah, that's the only reason why.
No contest. All yours. I can spare a minute to knock
Yeah,
some
that
heads
1 second
around.
blunder cost me like 4,000 points. You're right.
Don't stand in my way.
Reduce to dust. That's a wrap.
Yeah. We'll make sure to give it a bit of a bonus, right?
Stay calm.
We gotta be a little bit more generous with the scoring because the Zani mains are a very special breed of specially educated individuals.
Power of the Sentinel.
All yours. All of you at once. I don't do overtime.
Oh, it did worse. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? All right. Well, okay, guys, let's look into the magical hat. What excuse can we use this time? What excuse can we use this time to justify why this team is doing so badly? What do we want to say this time? Why is it doing worse than 1.x units? I didn't have the skin. Do I need to buy the skin? Will I do more damage? Am I supposed to retry more even though I basically did functionally as perfect of a rotation that you can do without quick swapping? Tell me if there's anything I can do without quick swapping to make that team better. Or is it just a fact that without quick swap, they're just worse? They're just so much worse. And so Zani performs essentially at a way lower level than virtually every other team in the game, because guess what, guys? Remember how much we gimped those other lineups? Why don't we see what Mono Fusion looks like? And now this is where the fun comparison is. We played Zani in 2 different teams. Why don't we see what Mono Fusion looks like with Lupa Sig? Yeah, why don't we see what it looks like with the Lupa Sig now? Isn't that fair? Hey. Because nothing about the playstyle is going to change, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is going to change. Let's just try it out with the Lupa Sig, see what it looks like. I can already tell the Zani mains are so mad. They're typing somebody wrote in a whole fucking paragraph. I'm not going to read it, but the fact that they felt the need to write that much to defend a fictional character is objectively fucking hilarious. Let's be real here. She's not real, bro. She won't fuck you, bro.
Epic shot. Let the flames rise.
Maybe I need to get S2 Shorekeeper.
Same actor, different role.
Together we vanish. My blade yearns. Sever. Beckon the divine flame.
actor, different role.
Together we vanish.
And I love the best part about this is that we did so many dodge cancels in the Phoebe team, the Phoebe Zani team already. I already know 1,000,000%. I was like sweating like 3 times more in those teams than I am on this one. I am just, a payphone is playing right now, bro. I'm just having a jolly good old time. Bro, we were sweating in that other team still just to get those dog shit results.
In the limelight.
We were sweating. Like, now I'm just over here. I'm having a chill time with chat, bro.
Different role.
Together we vanish.
Hey, let's spice it up a little bit. Boom. Oh, yeah, we'll do some ground true side attacks. We'll do some air ones, too. Yeah, well, I didn't say those were banned, right? They're gonna say, wait, he's using an illegal rotation. Changli's not allowed to use the air true sights. Those are unbalanced. They're too fast. How dare he? Oh my god. Such an unfair comparison.
Climax of the show.
He said he wasn't gonna he said he was only gonna use the ground ones.
Same actor, different role.
Oh!
Together we vanish. Beckon the divine flame. Burn to dust!
8.3k on no buff.
Is a new match calling?
Yeah, 8.3k on no buff. That's kind of different, isn't it? While I'm just goofing around. This is why we say Zani is not a recommended pull. So that's that team, right? Now let's see what it looks like when we put on the Chaconisig, right? Let's see what it looks like when we get the Jiyan team when we put on the Chaconisig. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Didn't see that one coming, did you guys?
I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Get ready, boys. And remember, we're on the tune break one, and we have no tune rupture, we have no tune shifting, so it's basically no buff.
Listen, the trio of destiny. With style and grace. Answer my call.
Hey, yeah, maybe I need to get an S2 SK.
Ready for battle.
So that the Zani main stop being upset.
Don't you worry.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. A perfect... Let the show begin. I'll indulge you. The moon is full. World at my strength.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
Thanks for watching.
Hmm.
A grand overture. A perfect... Now presenting a perfect finale. Now watch closely. Taste my resolve. Fate in my mark.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable. Settle.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. A perfect... Let the show begin. With style and grace. Answer my call. World at my strength. Fate
You're wide open.
revealed.
Fear no more.
Oh, I kind of messed that last one up there real good.
Overture. A perfect listen.
Oh, I kind of fucked that one up.
Of destiny. Now watch closely. The moon is full.
Ready for battle.
Overturn.
8.3k2. 8.3k2. Maybe like 8.4 if I don't fuck up that Jiyan rotation a little bit at the end there, but...
A twinkling star just tinkled to the ground.
You can see that adding the Jakota Sig about 1,000 plus more points. Adding the Lupa Sig about 1,000 plus more points. Would adding Shorekeeper Sig be another 1,000 points? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not in that Zani team. I don't think so. So it's weird, right? That you have these 1.x units literally doing better than Zani in every single degree possible. And this is basically the last leg that Zani mains will have to stand on, right? When it comes to this conversation. They might be saying some shit like, oh, they're getting a, look, they're getting a 25% more total damage buff. Look, they got a 25% more total damage buff. Is that enough to do a whole 2,000 more points? You think this is enough to be dealing a straight 2,000 more fucking points? Because guess what? This team and the Mono Fusion team, with the rule of no quick swap, right? They do far better in the TOA than a Zani team with no quick swap. That's a fact. You would know that. You would know that. And that's the situation, ladies and gentlemen. That's the realization that has to happen over here. Is that, at least in the big 2026, with all of the characters that are available, all the team comps that are available, Zani is quite literally not even slightly worth it for anybody to invest in unless they're willing to take the time to quick swap with her. Because if you don't quick swap, even with spicy dodge cancels, rotation optimizations, all of that, the character performs like fucking shit. Even with the most optimized 1, 2, 3 rotations on the planet, unless you quick swap, the character is going to feel like a second-class citizen. Even with Zani signature, even with Phoebe signature, even with all of that shit. It's a Giga L investment. And a lot of people are going to go ahead and like try to go with this narrative over here that like my Zani build is bad or something. It's not.
Field is dynamic.
It's really not. And like honestly, I think the best way to compare it is to just show like the Changli, like all of their builds, bro. Like
The battlefield is dynamic.
you think this is a bad build?
The battlefield
2.248k attack? Oh, 4 out of 5 on here. Crit and ER on here. 4 out of 5 with an attack. Sorry, this is basically a 5. 9.3 crit, 16.2 with a heavy attack, and then a 4 out of 5 on this one with 9.9. We're calling that a bad build? You could if you want. Most people are going to think you're retarded. Most people would say that this is actually a pretty solid Zani build. Most people would say this is actually a great one if they're going to be honest over here. You can't even use the build excuse. You really can't. This is not a bad build, but the performance is bad, and so you think the echoes are bad. It's because this character simply does not exist outside of you quick swapping. And the thing is, quick swapping is a type of playstyle that a lot of people don't want to do. That's a fact. And that should be a realization across the player base. Because otherwise, right, we've just talked about how this character doesn't function without quick swap, right? Kuro Games has recognized that. Every content creator has recognized that. And the realization of how this character performs is so real across the player base, all I need to do is show you guys this. She's in the second phase of version 3.2. Her and Phoebe are in the second phase of version 3.2 next to an actual must-pull unit like Lene. You know what that means? She's not showing up at the anniversary. She's meant to be skipped. She's here just to fill out the banner schedule while the characters people actually want to pull are available on the anniversary. They are here to basically say, don't pull me. We're just hitting a quota. We're just rerunning them so we could say that we reran them. Lene's actually the only unit on the second half. And while there are a lot of content creators out there that like to show off the gameplay, they're deceiving you, especially if you're a newer player. Because they are genuinely one of the worst investments you can make on the roster, especially in the present day. And content creators that aren't honest about that fact are essentially persuading you to brick your account. Because pulling either of these two in the present day, knowing that the anniversary is coming up and potentially having you skip Lene to pull these guys instead, they're prompting you to brick your account, and it'll probably lead to you uninstalling or quitting the game. But hey, as long as they get their views, as long as they appeal a little bit, right, to their Saint Derangement Syndrome, right, as long as they can say that they're a proud Zani main, they don't really care. But that's why we make the content the way that we make it, right? Because I make content for 95% of the player base. And when a unit is this hated by the player base, where they're the anniversary one that had all this hype surrounding them, and then Kuro decides to just pull the plug by putting them on 3.2 second half next to a real must-pull unit right before the anniversary, Kuro is sending you a message as well. Skip them, pretend they don't exist, because they're not a good team composition for 95% of players. And there's no other way you can really view a decision like this from the developers themselves. So don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the gameplay. Don't be under the impression that you're going to suddenly enjoy the game a lot more after pulling this unit, spending all the resources just to have them be unplayable unless you spend 5+ hours learning the rotation, because then that game becomes a job. And some people love their jobs, right? Some people spend 10, 12, 13 hours a day at their jobs. But we all know what happens when a game ends up feeling like a job. It turns into some dog shit like Arknight's Enfield. And it would be awful if you suddenly had this thing called sunk cost fallacy. You feel the need to persuade yourself that you didn't waste your pulls on this character. Because the reality is, most people just don't want to play the game this way. Otherwise, Kuro wouldn't have done this. So yeah, hopefully this overview, hopefully this gameplay that we demonstrated with Zani against all these other lineups just gave you the insight as to just how dog shit this character is, unless you're willing to heavily invest in them. Heavily invest on the weapon side, heavily invest on the Astrite side, heavily invest on the Echo side, and then heavily invest as well on the learning the rotation, spending 3 to 4 hours just to get a clear that compares to other units at a baseline. And that's the reality. The sooner people recognize it, the better. Let me know what you all thought about this one. Peace out.